Happy New Year. Again, to the Lieutenant Governor, it's really good to have you in the chamber. Thank you for your insightful words and for your message. You're always welcome here. Happily not to break any ties, but just to preside and remind us again of the love that we must bring to this chamber. And I want to thank my good friend, Reverend DeForest Raphael, who's accompanied by his lovely wife, Veronica. Thank you for giving us a message that we can certainly take with us, not only today, but throughout. And then, of course, to the Deputy Minority Leader, I did think that this was a mass conversion. I said, look at all this blue. They must be ready to join and go forward together. It's good to see all of you, no matter what color you're wearing. And you know, when you were talking about the terrible situation in Israel in this war with Hamas, I know each and every one of us are praying, as we continue to do, for peace and for an opportunity, really, to create an environment that allows for each of us to not deal with the hatreds and the isms. Part of why we don't deal with international things in this conference is because we could spend a lot of time talking about the ills of the international community. Personally, and I think collectively, we are better off spending our time presenting an example right here in this great state, in this chamber, that hopefully will be a model for not only the people we represent in our state, for the country and the world. So I appreciate everything that's been said. I feel like it's more of a prayer that we've begun with. So, as you were saying, Deputy Leader Lanza, I guess it's more fun to talk about how we disagree, but it's more productive, I think, for the people of New York to talk about how we agree. So I will begin with doing the things that we normally do, which is to welcome everyone back and to certainly welcome our staff back. I hope you are well rested because, you know, it's going to be, it's going to be a very, very fun and productive year. I also want to give a special welcome. We've talked about this before, but we have one of our newest fathers here in the chamber, Deputy Leader Mike Gineris and his wife. Welcome the baby girl. So when we talk about being well-rested, we know somebody's not well-rested. So Senator Lanza, in your capacity, please be kind to him because he's going to need a little extra until we get past those all-nighters. This session marks an opportunity for us to reaffirm our commitment to the principles that have defined the Democratic majority in our mission. And again, I often say, we've only been in charge for 5 years. The Republicans in blue had the better part of 100 years. I'm just looking for parity. So our majority and our mission, we've always fought for the middle and working class, and our conference proudly represents the diversity within our ranks, a diversity that mirrors the tapestry of New York. As we embark on this legislative journey, We must remember why we're here, and it's been said over and over again. We're here to serve the people of New York, to address their needs, to make their lives better. We're here to build an economy that helps all New Yorkers and works for everyone. It's our responsibility to prioritize the issues that matter most to working people across this state. Over the past few years, we've made significant strides in tackling the most pressing concerns facing our constituents and have fought to make our state a more equitable place where everyone can prosper. We always knew that the key to New York's success lay in the advancement of our working and middle-class families. From the very beginning, we recognized the importance of paid family leave, ensuring that New Yorkers can take care of their loved ones without jeopardizing financial stability. We made a steadfast commitment to fully fund our schools, understanding that education is the cornerstone of opportunity and social mobility. And we expanded access to childcare, helping parents better juggle the demands of work and family. Our investment in universal pre-kindergarten brought us one step closer to leveling the playing field for every child in this state. And our historic funding of free school meals helps ensure that more children today, their most basic needs are met during the school day. We also increased the earned income tax credit to provide a much-needed boost to low-income families. We raised the minimum wage so that our workers can now make a living wage across the state. We've also made it clear that public safety and justice are not mutually exclusive, and we will continue to make that very important point. Our conference has always looked to ease daily burdens and strengthen our fundamental support systems. However, despite these accomplishments, we must acknowledge that many New Yorkers are still struggling and they feel the pinch in their wallets. The most significant cost burden facing our constituents today is housing. The soaring cost of living in New York threatens the very essence of our state's identity. It's time for us to develop a comprehensive plan that not only protects tenants, including the principles of good cause, and I'm glad you talked about this eviction situation, I know you'll be supporting, but also paves the way for the construction of new affordable housing. And while every New Yorker deserves a safe, affordable place to live, we also believe that the location of your home should not dictate the quality of your child's education. Our conference has fought tirelessly to invest in public education and ensure every school, regardless of zip code, receives adequate funding. We cannot ignore the crucial role that education plays in creating pathways to the middle class. Our commitment to childcare, after-school programs is essential for working parents who need support to provide for their families. We must continue to fully fund our schools while also keeping higher education within reach for people of all socioeconomic backgrounds. It's imperative that we continue investing in our public colleges and universities because an advanced degree shouldn't have to be a financial burden, but rather a stepping stone towards a brighter future for all. Central to our state's future is our commitment to fighting climate change and promoting energy affordability so that our necessary green transition will not be at the expense of working-class households and small businesses. For too long, too many of the big utility companies have wasted ratepayer dollars through unjust billing practices and exploitative rate increases. It's time to keep that money where it belongs, in people's pockets, by holding these corporations accountable. As a conference, we've made great strides towards helping all New Yorkers get access to low-cost renewable energy with the expansion of tax credits for solar and geothermal, and with our landmark legislation last year to allow New York to build its own publicly owned renewables. We also know that our clean energy future comes in partnership with our brothers and sisters in labor who have been and will continue to be a key part of these solutions. Their tireless efforts have been the bedrock of our state's progress and prosperity. We'll remain staunch advocates for fair wages, safe working conditions, and workers' rights. Through this ongoing partnership, New York will meet its climate goals while generating the economic growth and prosperity that our working class families deserve. We must continue to build a strong economy and support small businesses. Under our leadership, New York will also continue to lead the nation in supporting new and expanding industries, like we did with the groundbreaking green chips legislation that will lead to up to $100 billion in investment by Micron in central New York. This will be transformative for the economy of upstate New York. And this session, we will again push forward strong economic policies that attract growing industries. We also provided increased funding for transportation systems across New York, including our roads and transit systems. We understand for our economy to continue to grow, we need real investments in infrastructure, and we'll continue that commitment this year. As we gather here today to mark the start of the year, we also cannot turn a blind eye to the difficult years that we've faced. The events of the past years have tested our democracy, challenged our fundamental rights, but we've emerged stronger than ever. We face, and again, it was spoken about, a refugee crisis that is not of our making, but one we certainly will have to continue to confront. We have provided over $2 billion in state aid to deal with our asylum seekers, but we cannot do this alone. New York has always been a place where we welcome our neighbors and help them to find jobs and prosperity. However, we need help from our federal partners to ensure the American dream remains alive. We stand resolute in protecting reproductive rights of our constituents. It's our duty to ensure that New York remains a safe haven for individuals to make their own choices about reproductive health. We will continue to champion policies that safeguard a person's right to choose, and we will resist any attempts to roll back the progress we've made. Every person in New York should have access to comprehensive reproductive health care without fear or interference, and we will fiercely defend these rights from national attacks that seek to undermine the autonomy and dignity of our residents. And as always, we believe the core of all personal freedoms lies in robust democratic institutions. We have all seen threats to our very democracy and freedom gain unsettling traction over the past few years, jeopardizing the precious progress we've made. Therefore, as the Senate majority has done every year, we will prioritize ensuring the right to vote is protected across New York. We must safeguard our democracy at all costs by guaranteeing that every citizen's voice is heard and that their vote counts. My friends and colleagues, we have an incredible responsibility before us. The people of New York have placed their trust in us to address their concerns, to improve their lives, and to shape the future of our great state. Together, we will continue to build a New York where everyone can afford a decent home, where energy is affordable and sustainable, where education is the gateway to opportunity. We will uphold the principles of democracy and ensure the voices of all New Yorkers are heard. We will continue our commitment to building a stronger economy that uplifts us all. Let us work together across party lines to forge a New York that reflects and respects the greatness of our people. As we begin this legislative session, let us remember what we've heard from the very beginning of today, that we are here to serve the people, and together, I'm sure, we will continue to make a positive difference in the life of all New Yorkers. Thank you very, very much.